What's up YouTube? For today's video, with a full Heatproof ability Pokemon team. Now, there's not a lot of Pokemon out there with Heatproof. I've got Bronzong, Roly-Coly, Poltergeist, and Sinistcha. Now, we got two new Heatproof ability Pokemon team in this generation, so I thought, I don't know whether we're ever going to get it anymore, so I may as well make the team now. We've got 5 Pokemon to use. I tried to incorporate this into doubles too, because there's a few cool moves that I thought I could use. So today we're going to have a mix of doubles battles and singles battles. So I hope you sort of enjoyed that mix up. I really have been trying to think about, or really thought it'd be a cool idea for my theme teams and such, if you'd like a mix of not only singles battles, but doubles battles in there too. So there's like a little bit of a mix, and sometimes I could adjust the moves there. So tell me what you'd think of that. Do you like that idea? Let me know. And yeah, if you enjoy the videos, people drop a fat like. First battle here, this is a random battle. This is a really good battle for this team, and we've got a Snorlax and Braviary, so there was no jokes getting played around here, because Snorlax was setting that belly drum up and Braviary was setting up a Tailwind. So this was not a very good team either. It really wasn't. It was a fun team, but it was mostly terrible. So this Roly-Coly is like a Rock Polish Endure set. We've got Explosion, and I've also got Terra Normal on there too, so I can try and get a big boom. And I've also got like Max Attack and Max Speed Adamant Nature, so it's like a speedy one. Unfortunately, we had a Tailwind set up, and I thought it might be a good idea to set the Trick Room up with Bronzong. So this Bronzong was a really bulky set. I've got Max Health, Max Defense, Everlight, and I've got Trick Room, Helping Hand, Light Screen, and Rock Slide. So mostly a pure support set. So I'm in a lot of trouble here. The opponent has gone for a Belly Drum on Snorlax, and I thought, my only real way of trying to get this W, or just stay in the battle, is to go for a Helping Hand Explosion. I hope it's enough to take out Snorlax. So Snorlax is going to go for a Crunch before I lived a +6, which is really cool, and then it's going to target Bronzong again and take it out. Now, since the Trick Room is up, I'm going to go second. Roly-Coly is going to get the smallest explosion off here. Oh, look at that, bro. That's the Bracket Braviary's head, and actually was enough to take out the Snorlax, and almost was enough to take out Braviary. So that was an incredibly good performance there by Roly-Coly, almost taking out 2 Pokemon and giving me a fighting chance to stay in the battle. Now, this Braviary is going to be setting up Hone Claws here. I have to take this out like ASAP as well. It's a very threatening Pokemon. So now I'm going to go into Poltergeist, and this Poltergeist was very good. I took a lot of people by surprise with this, into how bulky it was, and it's so tiny as well. It's super funny. So we're gonna Blissey coming out. Lufery. Is that I think I've seen that before. This has got to be German Pokemon names. I think I've got it right this time. Anyway, so Bronzong's going to come in. It's a big old body press set, and that's going to be lights out for Braviary. So this is a Iron Defense, Calm Mind, pure support Poltergeist. And the great thing about it's got Rage Powder. So I've got, like, let me give you my full EVs on this. So Poltergeist got Max Health, Max Defense, and I've got Calm Nature. And I've also got Pain Split on there as well, so I can heal myself, because it really doesn't have a lot of health at all. So even if you run max health on it, it still gets like tons of health back. So this Bronzong is a Iron Defense body press set. It's also got Keyberry. It's also got Trick Room too, so I can set that up in case, you know, Bronzong fails to set it up. And I've also got Protect on there too. I've got Max Health, Max Defense, Relaxed Nature, and 0 IVs in speed. So it is kind of a Trick Room team, maybe except for one member. So we got the Poltergeist going to fall asleep to a Sing Blissey. Blissey actually managed to live my body press, only just though, and it's going to go for Icy Wind, which is not going to do a lot of damage at all. Now, when I seen the team preview, I seen that it was a mono normal type team. I was like, man, this is actually quite good, because I've got this Bronzong, and it's pretty good, and it's going to be kind of nice resisting all those normal type moves, and maybe the opponent will have like a Dark or a Ghost type move, but at least it's not going to be Stab Right, so I've got a chance. So that's going to be the end of the Trick Room there. Now, this Blissey was going to use Protect a lot of the time, so I didn't really target it. I didn't see Blissey as too much of a threat. I was going for like the more offensive Pokemon. So Taurus is going to go for Assurance. That's going to do donkeys to my Bronzong, and now I can eat my Keyberry. So Keyberry is going to activate there. I got hit by a physical attack, which is going to be like an additional +1 in defense. Tauros is going to be no more, so I've really got my way back into this game, which is great. And Poltergeist is, it's doing great. It really, really is. So next Pokemon going to be Porygon Z. Now this can have some other coverage moves like Dark Pulse or Shadow Ball. But unless it's got, like, maybe Terra Fire, I'm good. So I'm going to go for a Protect Edge to see what happens. I know they're going to target Bronzong. So it's going to go for Side Shot, which is interesting. That's going to probably be weaker than, like I say, a Tri-Attack or a Hyper Beam. So Bronzong is going to get targeted. I protected myself. Now the Blissey is going to protect itself. I went for Porygon this turn. I'm hoping my Poltergeist actually wakes up here and uses Rage Power. So the great thing about Rage Power, it's going to redirect all those attacks. So any, like, sleeping moves and stuff like that. Porygon actually has a Discharge, which is going to be able to hit both of my Pokemon there. Poltergeist just managed to lift that, and it got paralyzed, which isn't too bad. The threatening Pokemon now is going to be Bronzong, right? So Bronzong going to land that big old body press, and that is the end of Porygon Z. I'm trying to think if... No, it's not a Bronzong sweep because Roly-Coly took out Snorlax. I thought it might be. Our next Pokemon is going to be Flamingo? It's a flamingo mouse. That's the name. That's a German name for Morsol, I'm pretty sure. And they're going to go for a Terra Normal. So I know they're going to use Population Bomb, but I've got my Bronzong at +3 and max health, max defense. I really don't see it. Like, even 10 hits, right? So here it goes. There's one. That did 4 damage. Only 4 damage to my Bronzong, and they only got 4 hits too. So even if they landed 10 times, there was no way it was going to faint. So Blissey's going to get another Sing off here, and Bronzong is going to be put to sleep. But props to them for using Sing Blissey. I'll give them that. So my Poltergeist is going to use Pain Split. I thought just in case it wasn't able to live that, if I can get some health back with Poltergeist, I know I've got an Iron Defense up already. At least it won't be able to, do too much damage, me being a Ghost type, right? So now the Immortalide's going to go for a Tidy Up, boosting its stats. I thought it might have something like Bite, Technician Bite or something like that. And now Blissey is going to go for a Life Dew. So Life Dew is going to give the Morsold and the Blissey some health back there. So more, definitely like a pure support Blissey. So it's got Protect, Life Dew, and Sing. I don't know if it's got any other attacking moves. Maybe it's got Seismic Toss, but we haven't seen. I feel it doesn't have Seismic Toss. It probably would have used it already on Bronzong. So now we've got a Encore on my Poltergeist, locking it into Rage Powder, which isn't really all that bad. I was going to use that anyway. Maybe the only other move I would have used could be Pain Split on that Blissey. That could be handy since it's got so much health. So another speed drop there, and my Bronzong is asleep. All I've got to do now is get rid of this Morsoul, because the Blissey seems fairly passive. It may not even have any attacking moves at all, so apart from Icy Wind. So there was an Icy Wind, Protect. Yeah, that's his only move. Icy Wind that can do damage, so I'm pretty good. So another Tidy Up there from the Morsoul. They're really trying to boost their stats, trying to get that population. I guess if they get like 10 hits, but I know they most probably don't have Wide Lens, unless they got really unlucky. They don't have Wide Lens. They could possibly have King's Rock too. So another speed drop to my Pokemon, which is fine because I do have Trick Room on Bronzong. However, I'm just going to go straight for Body Press and take out the Morsoul. So that is That's 4 Pokemon down now to Bronzong. It is sweeping through this team. Last Pokemon going to be Blissey. I'm swapping out Poltergeist and bringing in Sinistcha. So this is my best special attacking Pokemon on my team. It's a fairly standard-ish kind of set, because when you look at my team, it isn't exactly the strongest team. So I've got Gotcha, which is going to do I have a 20% chance to burn and a 50% recovery rate. And it's got to hit both the opponents. Plus, I've got Big Root as the item as well. So it's got to do an additional 1.3 times to, the draining moves and stuff like that, like Gotcha. So that's going to give me a lot of big suck back, yeah? So I didn't do much to Blissey, but I healed myself. And Blissey's Icy Wind got healed up by my Gotcha. Now I can simply just go for a Body Press and take out this Blissey. I think I did Trick Room, because what I was trying to do, I was trying to get my little Sinistcha to go for the Gotcha before Blissey under Trick Room. I forgot its Pokemon name there for a second. I'm like, the T Pokemon, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, that's the end of the Blissey there, and that's the end of the battle. So little Candence, if you ever see this video, I hope you enjoyed my Heatproof ability team. it was I will say this, it was very fortunate you had a mono normal team. That definitely helped. Next Pokemon battle here, this against my boy Prince Vegeta, and we got a cool team here, so I wonder if you can guess what it is. The clue today is pay attention to the Pokemon's nicknames there, and you could maybe even play something in the background. So pay attention to those nicknames. So I would sing, but I'm probably a copywriter. So Roly-Coly going to go for a boom here. Actually, it's quite surprising how many times I did use Explosion on Roly-Coly. So that's going to be the end of the Igglybuff there. So bye-bye Roly-Coly, bye-bye Igglybuff. Sorry, Clefairy. I was like Igglybuff, Clefairy, I'm getting them all mixed up. But, you know, it's a team based around that. Next Pokemon going to be Jiggle. I don't mind things that jiggle. And we've got this stockpile boosting set here. So this is going to be kind of hard to get around because, as you know, this Bronzong doesn't have any EVs in attack at all, so it's not really going to do much damage. Its sole purpose was to set up the Trick Room and go for Rock Slide. So I did a bit of a different, I play a little bit differently with this team in singles because Bronzong really can't do a lot. It just sets up the Trick Room and that's it, and does a bit of damage. And Poltergeist kind of just does Pain Split. That's about it. So I'd say this team is definitely better in doubles, but it was difficult because I only had 5 Pokemon, yeah? Maybe I should have brought like, I don't know, another form of Sinistcha or something like that. I don't know, the different antique or whatever like that. So I'm going to keep going for Rock Slide here. I'm doing hardly any damage at all to this resting Jigglypuff. So going for another Rock Slide. Doing that quality 2 damage at the moment. Wait, I just noticed something. What is that on the back of Bronzong? Is that a tree or a leaf or something? Like, what is that? Is it meant to be, like, is it meant to be something? Like, you know, it's like a little branch and it's got leaves on it. I don't know. Like, it looks like a tree. Well, I was like sort of like wondering what that marking is. Anyway, so we got this paint splitting Poltergeist. There really isn't a lot I can actually do. I'm really just trying to use paint split, get it on a low amount of health, and bring something in to take it out. So Poltergeist is going to stand there and go for Paint Split. This went on for like a fat amount of turns while the Jigglypuff was getting boosted up for its stored power set. I guess the thing is it used Cosmic Power, so it wasn't getting any special attacking boost. It was still getting some boost, but once it started getting a couple of Calm Minds up, it started to hit like really, really hard. So I got my final Paint Split off there after a couple of turns. I just sort of sped through the battle there. And Poltergeist is going to be fainting, but you know, it did an alright roll. It got rid of that bulky Jigglypuff's health, right? So we're gonna go into Sinistcha, mix up that tea, and Jiggle might have to go for a pee. You know, when you drink tea, you got to pee a lot, so mostly water, yeah. So stored power's gonna do a fat amount of damage. We're gonna go for Matchagotcha here, and I'm gonna be able to take that out. Thank goodness. I almost lost to a Jigglypuff, and that'd be very, very bad. So Jigglypuff is down, and Jigglypuff is down. However, we got some more in the family here. We got It Folds. So if you remember those nicknames, so you just say them in your head, you might be able to figure it out. Anyway, so here comes Matchagotcha. That's going to give me a fat amount of health. Look at that recovery. That was insane. So we're going to roll out Jigglypuff here. Now, this would have been a problem if it had like a couple of rollouts up to start with, but we're going to go for Scald there. So that's the end of 3 Jigglypuffs. Next Pokemon is I Like to See You. Okay, there you go. There's your next clue. Let me know in the comment section if you guessed it yet. And we got Bronzong coming in. So it's going to go for a fat draining kiss, doing that quality 14 health. Now it started using Echoed Voice. So Echoed Voice is like rollout. It's like a building move. So like the more you do of it, the better. But it's different because it doesn't lock you in, which makes it unique. So you can do other moves first. So I'm going for, I really can't do a lot here. This thing is building up Echoed Voices like you wouldn't believe. Now, I have lost my Poltergeist, but I've still got my other Pokemon left. I've still got my Bronzong left, so I should be able to live that fairly easily. And I've got Sinistcha as well, so I've got a Ghost type, so we got. So we're going to go for Matchagotcha. Matchagotcha's going to miss. I was like, oh, come on. And now it's going to go for a Draining Kiss. That actually did a good amount of damage. Like, you know, Draining Kiss does like, you get like 50% of the it's like Matchagotcha. They both have the same sort of recovery there. So I was doing a lot of damage and I was getting a lot of recovery, and so was the Wigglytuff. I guess I was doing a little bit more damage than the Wigglytuff was doing to me. Like, it was healing itself too, but I had like a higher base move. So we got for Matchagotcha again. Got that green tea. I think my favorite, like, who has herbal tea here? I reckon like my favorite herbal tea, it was like this Oh, it was like a licorice flavour. I'm not really a huge fan of licorice, but it was like a faint kind of licorice flavour. It was really, really good. And also like maybe like a lemony flavour too. I'd say they're probably my favourite like herbal tea kind of thing. I do like tea a lot. I like my English breakfast tea too. So anyway, I bet we're talking about tea there. Next is going to be Wiggle Wiggle. It's a Wigglytuff. Who would have guessed? So we're going to go for Scarlet there, trying to get that scummy bird. It's going to go for a Fling King's Rock. Now, normally if you go first and you go for Fling and you get the King's Rock off, you'll get a flinch. But since I went first, it didn't do anything. So now we got a Terra here. I'm kind of curious what this is going to be, and it's going to be a Terra Dark Wigglytuff. I wonder why it could be Terra Dark. So now this Wigglytuff, I'd say it's going to be able to live this attack only just, and it only just lived it. That's going to heal Sinistcha all the way back up. So like, okay, what's it going to do? It's going to obviously use a dark type move, and it's going to go for Thief. So I think this set was based around flinging the item, and then stealing another item, and then flinging it back, yeah? It stole my big root, so that means I'm not going to get as much suck. That's very unfortunate. Now, don't take that sentence out of context. So that's going to be the end of the Wigglytuff. We've got one more Pokeball left, and this one's going to be called For Sure. So there you go. There's all your clues. Is there anyone that's still lost at the moment? I'm giving you actually, no, I don't want to give you too much more of a clue than that. You should be able to figure that out if you look at the nicknames. So we got a Wigglytuff. It's going to go for the fattest of calm minds here. I got my Bronzong, and I've got Terra Fighting on this, if I didn't mention so. Terra Fighting is going to do a lot. That's going to do a fat amount of damage. So it's boosting up its special attack and special defense. I'm going to boost up my defense. We're getting each other. We're getting them boosts. So now I'm going to go for Terra Fighting, and this is going to do a really, really like big amount of damage. The only thing I was a bit worried here if Wigglytuff for some reason or another went for Draining Kiss, because that would be very, very bad. So here comes a Hyper Voice. That does an enormous amount of damage, like holy smoke. So here comes the Body Press, and that is going to be one flat Wigglytuff for sure. Now that's the end of the battle too. It's the end of the song, the battle. So I hope you enjoyed that one. A really cool team, man. I really like that. Always a pleasure battling you. Let's get on to battle number 3. This is a battle against Super Bowser. We have an interesting battle here. Now, so far in this video, you actually haven't seen any fire moves. So you're going to see some fire moves so far. So with the Heatproof ability too, I wouldn't say it's anything like super amazing, right? So you take about you take half damage from like the fire type moves. So it's good on Pokemon that like steel types and stuff like that, but quite often I found a lot of the time there's more superior abilities to use. Like, for example, you've got Bronzong, right? And you've got to pick between Levitate. It's got heavy metal as well, but most of the time you'll pick Levitate because that can get you around like ground type moves and such like that. And it's already a fairly bulky Pokemon. So here you go, people. We got an Ember PIMPNITE, and you can see, look how good Heatproof was at that. It did a quality 4 damage to me. Like, Heatproof is overpowered, right? It really stops those embers. Anyway, I'm going to go for Boom here. There's 2 Roly-Colies on the field, and Roly-Coly going to faint, and the opposing Roly-Coly going to faint, and I think PIMPNITE is going to faint too. Now, also, I had a question about this the other day too, like with PIMPNITE, right? Now, I came up with my username well before PIMPNITE was even like a Pokemon, like a drop in the ocean, right? Before it was even created, I already had my username like years and years and years before that. So, yeah, I just thought I'd put that one out there. My username is nothing to do with the PIMPNITE. So out comes the unit Squawk ability. Now it's got that Intimidate, and I'm kind of curious what it's going to be. Yeah? So we got a Terra Squawk ability. You don't really see this very often, and it's going to be Terra Fire. So like, oh. Okay, this thing actually has a pretty good attack stat, so I'm curious to see how much it's going to do. So it's going to go for, I'm going to go for the Rock Slide first. I've got a crit on Squawk ability, look at that damage. Here comes a fattest Iron Defense ever from my big old Bronzong, and then I can go for that on the Squawk ability. So I got a flinch on Rotom. Here comes Terra Blast Fire. Bronzong eats it like a snack. And that was a crit too, so it ignored all my boosts. So there you go. That's how good the Heatproof ability is. That's really, really impressive. I guess it's very strong, like cutting it down by half. So I noticed for a second, I'm like, what's that item on Squawk ability? I was like, it's a sticky barb. I was like, wait, I have to attack the Squawk ability. So the thing is, right, I ate my key berry, so I used up the item. I fainted the squawk ability, right? And that means the sticky barb, since it was a contacting move, got transferred onto my Bronzong. So sticky barb is like probably one of the most trolliest items. It just does damage to you. Like, it doesn't even do anything. It's like this one video I had before, it was a long time ago. I did like this Cosmob with sticky barb. If you know, you know, right? That was a fire video, but I actually put it to good work, right? Next Pokemon got to be Iron Moth. I think it's got to use a fire move here. Rotom got flinched again. It's going to be a physical Iron Moth, and man, this Bronzor is not fainting at all. It's taking these moves easy. So the Trick Room's going to run out here. Bronzong's going to take some more sticky barb damage. I think that's actually going to target my Bronzor instead of like my Bronzong, because it's dying to like the sticky barb. Anyway, so it's going to use Poltergeist, Rotom, and Rotom didn't do too much damage there. I'm going to keep going for body press and take out that Volcarona. So we got the end of that. Iron Moth, bye-bye. Got that Volcarona Iron Moth. Next Pokemon we got here, after I attack Rotom for 2 damage, is going to be Inferno. I'm like, oh, what's this going to use? So it's going to clap them Bronzong cheeks. Sorry, Bronzor, getting my bells mixed up. And he's going to get hit by a Poltergeist. Now, I was thinking this probably isn't going to fate me. And it didn't, right? But that means I'm going to die to the sticky barb. So I went for my final body press. That's going to send Inferno to the Shadow Realm, and my Bronzong is going to flinch to a sticky barb. So this is the very first time I've had a Bronzong, and it's fainted to sticky barb. This is a good thing. Like, while we're mentioning sticky barb, one time in a video, I don't know what video it is. It was in a blooper. It has to be a real avid PIMPNITE viewer to remember this one. I had a Pikachu. And it was my Pikachu versus a Mega Rayquaza, right? And I gave the Rayquaza a sticky barb, and I actually stalled out the Rayquaza with a Pikachu, and it solely fainted only to sticky barb. I never attacked it, so it generally died just to sticky barb. Man, I'm going to try and find that video. It was in the Sun and Moon, like Gen 7 era, right? It was fire. I don't know. It definitely was a blooper, though. I don't know whether it was through a theme team or a Pokemon sweep. I'm leaning towards a Pokemon sweep. Maybe one of my old Pikachu sweeps. Anyway, back to the battle. I was just reminiscing on that golden moment here. All we got left is a little Rotom. Now, this is bad, right? Because the Poltergeist took out my Poltergeist. Did you see that? Like, it used Poltergeist on my Poltergeist. So we're going to swap into the Sinistcha. I'm going to have to go for a Desperation Terra Gracia. We got that Helping Hand. Bronzong doesn't even have hands. That's cap. And here comes a Poltergeist. That would have been super effective on me because I'm getting attacked by a big root. And it still does pretty good damage. It does half my health. I'm going to fire off, mix up that T and fire off that Shadow Ball, and that is the end of the Rotom, and that's also the end of the battle. I hope you enjoyed that one. You actually got to see Heatproof in action that time, and of course you got to see Bronzong faint to a sticky barb. So very, very nice. Let's go on to fourth battle here. I've got 5 battles today, trying to get out those extra big videos. This is a battle against Father Brine, and we've got a Electrode lead. It's rolling all over the place. So we got the Electrode. It's firing a laser at my Bronzor. It's not really going to do a lot of damage. In fact, there's not a lot Electrode can actually do to a Steel-type Pokemon like Bronzor. Only electric type moves, which is strange. Maybe they expected me to swap. So I'm going to keep going for a Rock Slide here. Not that I can really do much damage. So it's got Thunder Wave and Hyper Beam. It's like, oh, maybe it doesn't have an electric move. This is going to be interesting. So maybe it's got Chloroblast as well. So I'm continuing to go for the Rock Slide over and over, trying to get a flinch. And I got one in a pinch. And we're going to keep going for them Rock Slides over and over again there. And it has Thunder. Okay, so it has Thunder Wave, Thunder, and Hyper Beam. That's the thing about Electrode. It's always had a very, very limited move pool. So a couple of Thunders from down under, and I'm going to set that Trick Room up again. So this is my last turn. I got paralyzed this turn. I actually almost swapped there, and we got the Electrode going for a Chloroblast. So it did have Chloroblast. So that's the end of my Bronzor. That's going to do a fair bit of damage to Electrode as well. Maybe they didn't want to miss with Thunder. So that's the end of our Bronzor. We're going to bring in Roly-Coly. Trick Room is up. I can take it out. And Rock Slide misses. Are you kidding me? So now the Electrode is going to be able to go to a Chloroblast and take me down to my Sash here. The reason I had Sash and Endure on there, in case I took any Stealth Roll damage, that kind of thing. So Electrode's going to faint to its own recall from the move Chloroblast. So Interesting. So next Pokemon we got is Cleaver. I think this might be a Hisuian Pokemon team. We got a Quick Claw Cleaver, only on PIMPNITE Shadow. Here comes a Stone Axe. Yeah, that's easily going to take me out. There's absolutely nothing I can do about that. Very, very scary stuff. So, I've got some Stealth Rocks on the field. We're going to go into Poltergeist. Now, this is sort of like the very first battle, like the first one. So, I can't do anything to it. I have to just keep going for Pain Split. Now, this actually turned out to be a special Cleaver, which wasn't exactly great for me because I got flinch, and I built this one like defensive, right? I wasn't really up for taking them air slashes, so I'm going for the Pain Split. I only just got it off, which is great, and I got a fat amount of health back. So this thing is trying to flinch me, and they're trying to fake me before I can get any more damage onto them. The good thing is I got quite a few Pain Splits off on the Cleaver before it ended up fainting me and flinching me and all those sort of combinations. So I got 3 of them up here. So that's enough. With Pain Split, you generally get to a point where you and the opponent have got almost exactly the same health, and then it's like useless. But I did the best there. It's definitely made for doubles, that Poltergeist set. So we're going to bring in Bronzong now. Now is the time to set this up and see if I can get this Iron Defense and stuff going. So Key Bear is going to get activated by X Scizor, which is fine. That's great. I'm just going to go for Iron Defense. So we've got +3 in defense now. So I should be able to roll through these Pokemon, get that Trick Room up, and sweep. So X is going to do nothing. I've set the Trick Room up. The only way this would outspeed me is getting a Quick Claw, but as you can see, I can easily live those moves. So Cleaver's down, and we've got 4 more Pokemon left. So next Pokemon going to be the Arcanine. Hisuian. It's dropped my attack, which doesn't matter. I'm gonna be going for a Terra here. Now, I don't know whether it's got E-Speed at all, but I'm confident I can live at E-Speed here. Bronzong's got really juicy defensive stats and health stat and everything, and I can go for that big old Terrifying. However, we got a Terra on this side of the field too. It's like, oh, I hope this isn't going to be... I was worried about Ghost because this team did struggle a lot. So it's going to be Electrode. It's like, oh, okay, interesting. I wonder, I guess they're trying to make themselves not vulnerable to any attacking moves at all, with the electric type and the air balloon. But I got the fattest crit on that Arcanine. It's going to faint. So that's excellent. Like, I feel like I would have done a lot of damage anyway. +3 and Terra Fighting. I don't know. Like, that would have had to be really bulky. So in comes Lilligant. That's the end of Lilligant. And in comes Avalugg Hisuian. I like Avalugg Hisuian. So we're going to go for that body press. Avalugg is going to have the sturdy ability. So they're going to be able to lift that one. And it's going to be using Mountain Gale. I like that attack animation. So the Trick Room run out. Here comes the Mountain Gale. It doesn't take me out. I lived on 69 health there, but I got flinched. I was like, oh, I was so lucky. So it's going to finish me off with a high horsepower. So bye-bye Bronzong. We're going to bring in the Sinistcha out, my last Pokemon. I can literally go for anything. I'm going to go for a Skull. We're going to melt that big old iceberg. And I think is that the last? Did they bring 5 or 6? No, they brought 5. That's it. Hope you enjoyed it, people. Thank you for the battle, Brian. Let's get on to the 6th and final battle. This one's going to be a doubles battle. And that trainer card, that's the theme team. So we've got a battle against Leaf Green here, and we've got a really cool team. We've got actually, just see if you can guess it. This is an easy one. You should be able to guess this one, right? The clue is just look at the Pokemon. So I'm going to go for Explosion here on the Mecha Beauty and the Among Us. I got pretty good damage on the Among Us, but yeah, not so much the Majana, because this thing had Soul Heart too, so obviously. So I was a little bit worried that even with like a real troll move, like a real bad special move, this could be very, very bad for me, right? Because I had not a lot to hit it with. So we've got a defense curl set, so I'm like, yep, it's probably gonna be a rollout set. I actually did a Majana team where I did like all the forms of it, like the normal one and the Pokeball form. That was a pretty interesting team, like such a powerful Pokemon in double. So what I'm going to do here with Bronzor, I'm really trying to get those flinches, yeah? Not that I'm doing a lot of damage, and I'm going to allow this Bronzong to try and set itself up with body press, and then I guess I could bring in my Poltergeist and go for Rage Powder, and get the redirect the attacks off it while it sets up. So now I'm going to go for a Helping Hand body press on the Among Us, and that's going to take it out. Like, it's so powerful with the Helping Hand up, and say Key Berry, Iron Defense, plus Helping Hand. It does a lot of damage. So another boost there for Majana. It's going to go for a rollout here. I think that's like 2 rollouts there. Out comes Brute Boomer. Oh, sorry, I mean Brute Bomber. And we got that. That's a special attack rise. So it's a special one. So I'm going to go for Rock Slide again. I'm just trying to get the flinch. and we're going to go for the body press. Great damage here on Majana considering how bulky it is. This is going to use Hex. I was like, oh, that's bad. That's going to do a lot of damage. So I got a flinch there on the Majana, which I probably would have preferred it on the Brute Bonnet, to be honest. So the Brute Bonnet's going to be a Terra Ghost. I'm like, that Hex is going to faint me. Because if you notice that Hex did just under a half health, like with the Terra Ghost, I'm absolutely going to faint that. So here comes the Helping Hand, plus I can't use Body Press against it now that it's Ghost type. Like, how am I going to fight this thing? So here comes the body press. Majana lived on 1 health. The merch is available. I'm pretty salty right now that I lived that. And it also had a citrus berry to heal it off. So here comes Hex. And yeah, here goes Bronzong. You're not going to be able to live that one. That's a shame. Like, that's the thing when you do like sets like the really work around, like say body press. You need to have something to get rid of ghost types, but I didn't have much because these Pokemon that had Heatproof, that they didn't really have anything to hit ghosts like too much, right? So except for my my Sinistcha, that was about it. So I swapped out my Bronzong because it was pretty much useless, and I went into Sinistcha and Poltergeist here. I thought that'd be a good combination. So what I can do here is I can go for Terra Glass on my Sinistcha and go for Matcha Gotcha, or I could go Poltergeist Terra Normal and obviously live that Hex. That was my idea. So go for Rage Power, the Hex gets redirected to it. That was my idea anyway. So here comes Gyro Ball from the Majana, does donkeys, and here comes Hex. Now I'm a normal type, it's not going to affect me. So this is actually going to free up my incoming swap, which is great. So we got Rage Powder now. The Matcha Gotcha is going to be my main attacking move here. Unfortunately, Majana actually dodged that, but not that it would have done much anyway. And yeah, all right, damage. Now, I was thinking maybe I should have probably gone for a Shadow Ball there to get rid of this, Amoonguss, right? So Giga Drain going to do a lot, and it's going to heal it off all the way back to full health too, or nearly full health. So I have to go for Shadow Ball here. So I'm going to go for my final Rage Powder on my Poltergeist. I like how tiny this little Pokemon is. It's going to go for Sucker Punch. That's going to fail because I actually went for Rage Powder instead of attacking, and I just went for Shadow Ball there. Good damage, not quite enough to take it out, unfortunately. So now the Majana's going to go for Rollout, and that's enough to take me out with a crit. I don't think that one mattered there. So good job there, Poltergeist. We're going to go to Bronzong. It's my last Pokemon I've got, and it can really only do Helping Hand. So we're going to go for the Helping Hand here, Matcha Gotcha, so I can heal myself and stuff. So Sucker Punch does an enormous amount of damage. Unfortunately, Matcha Gotcha, the good thing about this, it's going to heal me. So I've got like that double damage, and it's going to heal me up a lot. Majana, unfortunately, did live that one, which was unfortunate. But I got a bit of health back there, which is great. And I got a little bit of health back there from Majana. So it's given me some good health. That big root too, and the 50% recovery rate on the damage is great for the move. So another Soul Heart for Majana. I think it's got like 5 of them now. And here comes another rollout, and it's targeted at my Bronzong, which is good. Next Pokemon we got here is going to be Vivillon, and it's the Pokeball pattern. It's going to hit me with a gust. I'm like, come on. Here comes the Shadow Ball. Let's take that out. And good damage there, but not quite enough. Now, unfortunately at this stage, I had my Bronzong. I went for a Rock Slide, and it missed on the Vivillon. That was a very, very big miss then. Not that it has any attack EVs, but with its 4 times weakness, that was a huge miss. So Sinistcha is going to die there, and I've only got Bronzong left. And I mean, it's only got a little bit of health left, so I might be able to take both these Pokemon out, yeah? So Bronzong dodged the attack. I took out the Vivillon, but it wasn't enough to take out the Majana. So I'm like, I'm probably going to need like a flinch or something like that. Next Pokemon we got is going to be a Trodiac 2. That's Pokemon Stadium name. And we got 2 balls. Oh, I've got 2 balls. So here comes the explosion here. It's going to go boom. And Bronzong, I'm hoping, can live on 1 health. And it's got a normal gem. Like, oh, no. So that's going to be Bronzong. And it's going to be the end of the Electrode. So we went out with a bang in this battle. Hope you enjoyed it, people. Really cool team there. I'll catch you tomorrow for another video. I think it's going to be a Pokemon sweep. Peace out.